Okay, ma'am. So let me just give a brief introduction of yours. Hello everyone. Welcome to our Samskara podcast. So today we have our guest, Commander Prabha Lall, ma'am, who is an Indian Navy veteran, an astute military professional with magnificent hands-on experience of around 17 years in leading multi-diverse teams as a school captain and as an officer of the Indian Navy. She has a vast experience in the field of education, training, administration, and management. She is a B.Tech and she also holds an MBA in human resource. She has also done a PSO course from Defense Institute of Psychological Research. She has a very rich experience of administration of some of the reputed Navy children's schools. She has also commanded twice by the Flag Officer Commanding in Chief for her dedication to the service. Welcome, ma'am, to our podcast. It's a really great honor to have you. We had, from a long time, we have been thinking to do a podcast on the defense field. So we'll start bit by bit. We want to cover many of the things that our defense forces has given us, starting from the Navy, then we'll go to the Air Force and then to the Army Force also. So yeah. Okay, so my first question to you would be like how you started the journey of Indian Navy. Like you always wanted to become this, or like things have changed in your life. What happened?
I would say I never thought about joining Indian Navy, to be precise. Yes, I had a faint dream or thing in my mind to join forces and maybe Indian Army initially. And because see, I come from Guwahati, and for me there is no for water and all Navy, we do not have exposure to that. The maximum exposure we get about water is the river Brahmaputra. Other than that, some streamers and some boats, that is all we get. Other than that, the only exposure about the armed forces was about the Indian Army and few Air Force bases which we were aware. So when I was studying, and I had few of my friends who were from the army background, and they used to tell stories about their life in the army, and they used to come in that big olive green Shaktiman trucks from a faraway place, because schooling, that way they didn't have maybe close by. So getting to hear first-hand stories from the army brats, that was one. One more inspiration was watching the Fauji serials, which used to come on Doordarshan. There were many serials, not only exactly Fauji, I would say, even Udan for that matter. So that also inspired me to join the armed forces. Then came a serial Arohan. Now this Arohan serial was my first exposure of Indian Navy, because the story was based on Indian Navy. So as a child, I had many views, okay, army, I have to join army. And then since I had gone to an Air Force unit in Borjhar, so I saw those planes, and which was lying kept outside for display. So I thought, okay, Air Force. And you see, as a child, you keep changing. But then the common thing was the armed forces. This was always something which always fascinated. So Arohan definitely inspired me to join the Indian Navy. Yes. But then parents were not ready for a girl to join the Indian armed forces, because none of my family members, even boys, no one are there in the entire family. So I would be the first one, and they were very skeptical. So it was difficult for me to convince, but yes, finally, I convinced them. and I joined the Indian.
That's actually good. I always think this thing that when you just walk into the road, then only the parents would agree on it. Because if we don't, make them feel that, yeah, we are capable of it, then they won't, allow us to go into the field. They would feel like, yeah, how can she do this thing? So we always have to be a little bit, convincing about what we are doing, and we have to prove them always so that they also see us that, yeah, we are actually capable of it. And like
Yes, true.
so like how the training in the academy helped you to change as a person?
Definitely, that was totally a game changer. Life as a civilian is totally different. The exposure about armed forces is very little, like only about what I had interacted with my friends, and I met one of the officers during one of my train journey. Other than that, it was only stories here and there in tits and bits. Once you enter the training academy, it's a totally different ball game. I would say you enter as a raw trainee, but you come out as an officer. You pass out as an officer. This transition, the training period, you will not even come to know whether it is day, whether it is night. The training is designed in such a way, it will have parts of physical training, parts of academics also. It's not that only ragda patti, what is there in everybody's mind, not only physical. They do teach us academics. Academics means subject about the Indian Navy, the armed forces, various laws, various, all those things which as a officer we are supposed to know in the basic training. We also learn swimming, that is very essential in Indian Navy.
Yes.
So even though you don't know swimming, that's not an issue. Everything, you are zero on day one, and then as I told you, your transition happens. Your overall personality, that transforms. I won't say the word changes, it transforms to a different level. The amount of confidence, there are so many attributes which you learn. Team building, how to behave in a team, everything. No, I can't even say, as these qualities on a day-to-day basis, these become part and parcel of your life. It becomes part of your life in the sense it's as easy as just getting up from the chair and walking. So they don't teach you, okay, today I am teaching you discipline, today I am teaching you punctuality, or today I am teaching you teamwork. Okay, not like that. But in the process, I would say enjoy the process. We have camps, we have exams, we have, for a small model of ships also. So you learn the various parts of ship, or otherwise also you are taken for watermanship training. Watermanship, I would say, is a sailboat, and you learn how to, use that sailboat also. Firing, everything, physical, academics. Then we have our squadrons, different squadrons. The entire, course is divided into squadrons. And then you have your divisional system. So evenings are reserved for that. You even have to pass your examination. It's not only that, only physical, PT, parade in the morning or in the afternoon. So they make you practice. So as a whole, a different person is reborn towards the end. An officer is born. And that is how all officers training academy, be it Army, Navy, Air Force, they all, the process which is being followed there is a very traditional method. how they teach us the regimental system. How does an armed forces organization function? So each and everything they teach you there. Man management, people management, everything. As I told you, there's no particular topic device, but at the end, you become a package.
Actually, ma'am, and also to just get into the academy is also very tough, and it is even more tougher getting like day by day. So, and so how do you would like to tell everyone that how people can clear the SSB? Because it's one of the exams which also makes you learn about how to master in, the mental game and also the physical game. So what advice you want to give to the all young aspirants?
I won't say that it is very difficult. It's a services selection board, SSB, right? It's a selection procedure, not a rejection procedure. What we are doing is we are trying to identify the candidates who are suitable for the armed forces. We are not saying that you are good or you are bad. We are only saying that you are fit for the Indian Armed Forces. You understood? Yeah. You may be very good in something or maybe, but what we are identifying is, the job description, what you say, whether it fits our job description. Whether as a person you will be able to fit into our regimental system or not, even after training. Everybody doesn't, whether you are trainable on those particular aspects or not. Yeah. Got my point? It's not a rejection procedure. It's a selection procedure. You may be very good. It is just like that I have a square hole and you are a round peg. So if you are trying to fit a round peg into a square hole of different dimension, it's not fitting, but both are equally important. Both are having its own uses. So this is one. If you are rejected, doesn't mean that you are good for nothing. That's one. Second is, as an individual, what are your thoughts? What do you say? And what are your actions? Whether these three things match or not. You're thinking something, saying something, or doing something else. This is not done. Yeah. Because in our system, integrity is paramount. Integrity means the honesty when no one is looking. If I am not stealing a pen in front of you, that is okay because Ms. Sharma may look at it. Okay, I am stealing a pen. But if I am not even stealing a pen when no one is looking, that is integrity. So I am doing what I am supposed to do. That's okay. So this is the difference between honesty and integrity. Integrity is this value is, I would say, the trust and integrity. These are two factors which are very, very essential for any armed forces person. So once people go for their SSP, they try to behave as if they are someone who they are not. They're putting a mask. But the psychologist or the interviewing officers or the other assessing officers, they are trained enough to find out whether you are trying to be an imposter. Imposter in terms of your actions, your behavior. You are not what you are saying. One question and you'll be caught. So in your stories, in your any interview. So if you are good, let's say if you are good in art drawing, so you will be good in all the tests, right? Your creativity will come out everywhere.
Yeah.
If I'm bad in cooking, I'm bad in cooking. If I'm good in cooking, I'm good in cooking. This particular trait will be reflected everywhere. It is not like ping pong thing that once, since I have written in the story, it will not be, you will not even come to know where it will be reflected. They are trained in that matter. Whether you are telling a lie, they'll ask you certain questions and you'll be caught. As I said, what are your thoughts, what you are saying, and what you are doing? You have to be true to yourself. Be true, be you. Yes, certain preparation definitely for, let's say, current affairs. You should be aware about the, the environment in which you live in. What is going on where? In group discussions, you need to speak up. If you are supposed to become an officer, you cannot put a tight lip like this, close your lip. You're supposed to command the people, command the men. And you can't keep mum. Your instructions have to be clear, precise, to the point. You have to communicate in the way so that they understand. Communication doesn't mean I have said now it is your problem. No, whether that person to whom I am giving instruction, whether he has fully understood or not, must have heard. Koi shak? Yeah, why do they ask? To be very absolutely clear. If anyone has any doubt, sir,
Can ask.
one mistake of yours in the armed forces, your mistake means somebody will come wrapped in a tricolor. Agree?
Yeah.
In a war, either you win
Or you die.
no runners up.
And ma'am,
Whatever mistakes you do it during your training time. Training period is the time in which you can learn, you can make mistakes, you will learn. Okay. But actual in the war-like situations, you can't afford to make a mistake.
So ma'am, with this thing only, I had to ask you that once Major Sushant, I think you know him, Major Sushant, he had been an army veteran. So he once told that leaders are not being made, they are born. So how you like take this line? Because I have also seen many of the people who go into the defense, either they are very confident people from their childhood only, or the people who like okay, exceptions must happen, but mostly I have seen that the people who go into these kind of professions, defense forces, they are confident people only. So do you agree, ma'am, with it?
Just a certain extent, yes, because a leader, he is responsible for his men. Men means the people whom he commands. Now, you should be capable enough. The trust in your people should be paramount. That's one. How to communicate certain leadership qualities you can identify, like if you have a group of 10 children and there'll be one who will be there and telling, okay, let's play cricket. Okay, do one thing, you become the batsman, you become the wicket keeper. Understood? So now he's taking everyone along, playing as a team player also, and also instructing people, and people are ready to follow. Agree?
Yeah.
So within, like in any scenario, you will see he or she must be having certain attributes within that. The people who are in front, they are first thing ready to accept that person as a leader. I am a leader. Just if I say I am a leader, follow me. Will you follow me? No. You need to build that trust, that confidence. for people to follow, and especially in the armed forces, people are going to ready to lay their lives in war zone. How do you think? Why soldier does what he does? He knows that he will not come back, but he is ready to listen. Yes. So that kind leaders, I would say there are certain attributes which are definitely, by birth. Some over a period of time, because of the environment, you gain.
Yeah.
So some basic requirement definitely is required. And after that, certain external, I would say it intrinsic factor and extrinsic factor. So some extrinsic factor, they sharpen those leadership skills.
And ma'am, you were this kind of confident person from your childhood only, or you have built it over the years?
That's a difficult question, I would say. Yes, I had many friends who would listen to me. I was even the school prefect. Then I went on to become the house vice captain, then school vice captain. I became the school captain also, girl captain. I had enrolled myself into Scouts and Guides. So this parade thing was there and I used to love all those. And every Independence Day and Republic Day, I used to look forward to, the unfurling of the flag at the Rajpath. Those kind of things was, I used to love all those. And every time I used to sing the national anthem, I used to get goosebumps within me. And till date, I'm telling you, when in uniform, we used to salute the national flag when the national flag is being unfurled. So that time, still, I used to get this goosebumps of a certain pride, I would say. Sometimes my eyes used to be watery with pride, I would say. That's a different feeling. You can't compare this feeling with anything. You stand in front of the flag and then you will understand what I'm trying to say. Just observe the national flag, raise your head high, and then stand there. It's a different feeling. So as a child, yes, I feel, yes, there were certain attributes which maybe motivated me to, yes, I can.
Absolutely. And ma'am, what do you think that as a woman, what kind of strength a woman puts into the armed forces? Like every person might have a different kind of contribution to the field, but in general way, how women gives their contribution to the field?
I would say the way a man approaches a challenge, not a problem, and the way a woman approaches a certain challenge. It's, I would say, God made or whatever. Our approach is slightly different. Yeah. So when I am looking at a challenge, I'm looking at it as a whole. There's everything together, which maybe or may not be not looked by a male. So being women, as we have to go to the office also, take care in the home front also. So managing many things. So this kind of management, I would say human resource management, that is very, I would say, good in women officers especially. And they can very well understand. I'm not saying that the male, they do not understand, but they can have a different approach to a certain human problem. Why a soldier is telling me this? What could be the background? Okay. So
Yeah.
if a soldier is having a certain problem, I'm just giving you an example. So you can make out whether the problem is genuine or is it really necessary for him to grant leave or what is the issue. So those particular things, I would say that is maybe people matter.
Mhm.
So that could be one of the ways. But yes, I am not deliberating that the man management by a male person is not good. There are different approaches. Like it's just like Google Map, you have to reach destination A. So there are many approaches, long cut, shortcut, or even if you
Yeah.
take a wrong direction, you will then also reach. So it's like that. I wouldn't say that there is any issue, but yes, the approach may be different, but the end result will be same because we are trained in such a way.
Okay, ma'am. Any such difficult or challenging situations you have faced during the when you served into the Indian Army? Anything you remember, which like if you look back, you feel proud about yourself?
During my training days, as I said, I did not have any exposure about water.
Hmm.
You know, I did not know swimming, and it is very like it's mandatory to know swimming, being in the Indian Navy.
Yeah.
And once you are a cadet, a trainee officer, that time we used to go for swimming lessons, classes, and the instructor somehow could make out that there is a fear of water. See, we all, once we go to the academy, we are all not perfect, 100 out of 100. We are trainable, as I said, in certain qualities. Okay. I did not know swimming, and it's quite not natural that I had the fear of water. So the instructors noticed this and he told, come out. So there were 2-3 people like me. So we came out. So what is the issue? He asked. So we told, don't know, sir, nahi ho pa raha, something like that. I don't know what is happening. I try, but I'm not able to do. So then he motivated us. Okay, don't worry. The lifeguards are there and all those good motivation.
Hmm.
Understood? We said, yes, sir. Okay. Understood? Yes, sir. Okay. Now do one thing. There was a big jumping board. I don't remember what was the height, 10 feet or 15 feet. Go there. So said, sir, there? Said, yes. So, what I would say, I don't know, phatgai types. So what to do? It was a do or die situation. So I went there. And then he is asking me to stand on the tip of that board, jumping board.
Oh.
I stood. So he said, now jump. And I literally stood there for 2 minutes thinking whether to jump or not. I'm not telling a lie. That the mere thought of jumping, something will happen, blah, blah, everything came into my mind. And finally, I was not jumping. And that instructor, that officer, he stood up and he said, are you jumping or am I coming up?
Oh my God.
I said, no, sir, I'm jumping. And then I jumped. And you know what? Literally, I jumped and I just dived in. And within those few moments, 7-8 minutes, I don't know how long, I remembered my entire life, my entire family, everybody, whatever. They say that the life comes in front of you in a flash.
Yeah.
And I was like, now to, beta, you're gone. And you know what happened? Obviously, what will happen if you jump in a pool? You'll just, you'll just bounce back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was an automatic reflex. And the moment you come out, And I was panicking. And the lifeguard is standing there. Obviously, he's there to help us, but he's standing there. And you won't believe, once I came out of panic, now I have to catch hold of the pool edge. So I started, and then I started swimming. And that's how I learned swimming.
So at that time, you didn't know swimming?
Life, no, I was, the basic thing I knew. See, it was, the various steps I knew. But I would say the fear of water, that was there. So sometimes in your life, you need a push, you need a kick. It could be a friend, it could be a mentor, anybody. One push sometimes is required. I can't do. So a person to motivate you, a person to guide you, a person to give you confidence, though nothing will happen. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
So what worse can happen? Lifeguards are there. If there is something, any issue, they will immediately jump. So you are in a safe zone. You need to learn swimming. That's a survival skill.
Okay, ma'am. So thank you so much for coming on our podcast. I hope I haven't irritated you too much. And yeah, and so at the end, can you give any kind of message to the youth or the aspirants who wants to come into the defense force, or
I would say dream big. Don't think that I can't do in the beginning only. Dream big and turn those dreams into memories. Don't keep it only to dreams. And enjoy the process. Take one step at a time towards making that dream into memory. You will not achieve it overnight. I would say that it won't be easy, but it will be worth it.
Yeah.
Try it. Have confidence in yourself first. First, believe in yourself, and you'll be able to do it.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving all the knowledge to the people who want to come into the Indian Navy or in the defense force. It really motivates every person, not just the people or the aspirants, but also people like us. So thank you so much, and I hope that we'll do a podcast after some time again. Might be. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.